yet another story time. It's March and it is so lovely outside. I hope you're getting outside enjoying the sun and all those puddles. I was going to do a story time today about puddles, but my favorite puddle book was checked out, so maybe next week. With all the melting snow, all the puddles are popping up, and it's so much fun to kind of walk around them. I like them when they freeze, and I can step over them and they crack. Anyhow, so without my puddle book, I thought I would do one of my favorite authors today. Her name is Karma Wilson, and she has written so many books. You might be familiar with her books, Bear Says Thanks and Bear Snores On. You can see them in the picture there. Other books that she's done, I'll show too. I can't think of exact names right now, but she has so many great books. And she lives in Montana, actually. She lives up in northern Montana. And she came down here once and visited with us. She was fantastic, just a really neat lady. And I like her books because they rhyme, and they're a lot of fun for kids to listen to. So let's do a couple of her books today. The first one is called A Dog Named Doug. So Doug is a man's name or a boy's name, but when you hear the word Doug, it can also mean someone digging, that they have already dug a hole. So I'm guessing this book is about this dog named Doug, and what does he like to do? He likes to dig. Let's see. So this is illustrated by Matt Myers, and I'll have to thank our publisher. Let's see, our publisher is, this is one I haven't heard before, Margaret McElderry. Margaret McElderry. Thank you for letting me read this to my friends. All right, A Dog Named Doug. Once there was a dog named Doug. Doug liked to dig, but when Doug dug, oh boy, did Doug dig. That's almost a tongue twister, isn't it? Can you help me with that part? Oh boy, did Doug dig. Look at all those holes he's dug. Once he dug up a ground squirrel's nest. The feisty squirrel was not impressed. I can dig better than you. Doug howled with laughter. Let's see if that's true. So they started to race, but Doug dug faster. He proved that he was the digging master. More rhyming words for you. Faster, master. With his nose down low, the dirt flew high. Clumps hit the cat as Doug sauntered by. Hi-bye. Those are the rhymings. I'm just going to do those rhyming words at the end of our reading for you. Many miles of dirt Doug dug, leaving heaps and piles and mounds of mud. Doug mud. Does that rhyme? Doug? No, that's not the rhyme. Trusting you guys. It's miles and piles. Miles, piles. And ruts so deep and holes so wide that a giant tractor fell inside. A rut is a big hole, or kind of a big divot in a road or a path. Kind of like a hole. That's a big rut. Oh, help me with this part. And boy, did Doug dig. Let's do it again. And boy, did Doug dig. He dug to the east. He dug to the west. He dug his way to a treasure chest with about $1 million inside. Doug smiled wide, then he tossed it aside. Did you hear some rhymes? I did. Let's see. I heard west, chest, inside, and aside. He dug his way past an old gold mine and took no note of the danger sign. You see the danger sign hanging? And you see that miner mining some gold? Doug's just happy to keep digging. Oh, help me with this part. And oh boy, did Doug dig. He dug to the north and he dug to the south. There was grit, dirt. There was grit in his eyes and sand in his mouth. But Doug kept scratching and scratching on till his head popped up on the White House lawn. Who lives at the White House? The president. He took the tour, he saw the sights, then he decided he better dig home for the night. So Doug got busy. digging, and oh boy, did Doug dig. Oh, and he dig and dig. Look at all the places. The ocean, looks like Africa with the lion. Looks like Hollywood, California with the movie stars, and a bowling alley. Oh, and even Easter Island. And dig. Egypt. There he looks like he's in a drum. He's climbed up to the top of a mountain, and he's gone to the golf course. Whoa, my book is upside down. You'll have to see this. So, look at that. It's upside down because he dug right through the center of Earth and back to the bottom of it, to the other side of it. Looks like he's in China. At home, the family scolded him hard. Doug, stop digging holes in our yard. But they fed him a bone, they gave him a hug, then tucked him in bed with, good night, Doug. But still, Doug. He dug a U in his name on that picture. Doug settled into his cozy bed with visions of marvelous holes in his head. Doug had a dream he was digging, and oh boy, did Doug dig. Oh, that's the picture of his dream, isn't it? Look at all those silly creatures. There's all the things that we've seen on the previous pages, but things are just a little different. That's the end. Oh, a dog named Doug. That is funny. Let's do another book by Carmel Wilson. This one's called Horseplay. And I'm thinking, where do you think the setting of this story is? The setting is where our story takes place. I think it looks like it's in a barn, maybe on a farm. This one is illustrated by Jim McMullen. And I have to thank, of course, the publisher who made this book, Little Brown and Company. One day, while Farmer Brown worked in his fields, he cried, "For goodness sakes, these horses are a worthless bunch. They just can't stay awake." And it was true. They snored out loud. They slept the whole day long. Farmer cried, "I'm mystified. Something must be wrong." Maybe they'd been scared all night. Have wolves been prowling free? I haven't heard them howling, but I'll watch tonight and see. He spied from the back behind the hay, and what he saw was pure horse play. Those horses didn't sleep one bit. They frolicked on the loose. They joined in games like hide and seek, leapfrog, and duck, duck, goose. Goose loose. Donkey tried to play along, but soon began to wail when all the horses gathered round to play some pin the tail. Wail, tail. Farmer shouted, "I declare you horses have no sense." He shooed them back into the barn and then padlocked their fence. "I am the boss, and what I say is absolutely no horse play." I wonder why he doesn't want his horses to play. But come the next day, the horses dozed. Oh, they slept. They didn't work at all. Farmer said, "Now what on earth? I bolted shut their stall." So I think he's upset that they are playing. They're tired the next day, so what are they not able to do because they're so tired? They're not able to do their work. Horses have work mainly pulling heavy things or someone riding on their back. Oh, that night when Farmer locked them up, he didn't go to sleep. He snuck into the barn to spy, and he hid out with the sheep. Sleep, sheep. The horses shuffled decks of cards and passed out poker chips. They handed out some veggie trays and 7-layer dips. "So this is why you snooze all day. I thought I told you, no horse play." He tied them up in separate pens. "This silliness is done. Now go to bed," the farmer said, "and no more having fun." Done, fun. But still those horses didn't work. They acted just as lazy. Farmer shouted, "There's no doubt you're going to drive me crazy." He hid out with the hens that night and watched as down below his horses wrote out silly notes and tossed them to and fro. Can you find the farmer hiding in the chickens? On the top, yep, there he is in the back under that triangle. Look at those horses. And so Farmer stomped, Farmer stormed, Farmer yelled, "That's it!" Farmer ranted, Farmer raved, Farmer threw a fit. Farmer fussed, Farmer fumed. Farmer said, "Okay, you really want to horse around? Go on, make my day." Farmer guarded, Farmer glared. He stayed until first light, and not one horse would dare to play. They had to sleep all night. Farmer shouted, "Hip, hip, hooray! I've put an end to all this horse play." The horses felt like colts again. They walked with heads held high, but Farmer's eyes were strangely red. He sighed a sleepy sigh. What do you think? Farmer's tired now from not sleeping, isn't he? Farmer slumped down in the grass. "I think I'll rest a spell. I didn't sleep a wink last night, and I don't feel so well." Oh, do you see those Z's coming out of his mouth? That means he's snoring. Before too long, poor Farmer snored, and while he slept all day, his horses took off their bridles and crept away to play, play, play. Look at the fun things they're playing games. I see basketball, chess, horseshoes, jump rope. Oh, that's a funny story. Horseplay by Karma Wilson. Thanks for that funny story. All right, well, let's get going on our craft, and then I'll talk to you a little bit more about book bundles if you haven't ordered one already. All right, see you soon for craft time. Okay, it's time to show you our craft today. We're gonna do something with this big letter D. Dog. Doug. It says D is for Doug the dog. And what you'll get is, you'll get a little kit that'll have these items in it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little dog face out of, first starting out of these little parts. And then we're going to assemble them into a little dog. And so we have it's really a heart, isn't it? We have a heart that we're going to turn upside down, but you have to cut these out, you and your adult that's with you. So you'll get these pieces of paper. We have black, brown, white, and red, as you can see. And so when I looked at Doug, his face is brown, and then he's got kind of a white muzzle. So I cut out a heart out of the brown and a smaller heart out of the white, kind of hard to see. And then I put the two upside down, and then I'm gonna glue the upside down white heart on the brown heart, like this. And that's gonna be his little face. So let me get that on there and I'll show you. Then after that, what else does a dog have? Dog will have some big black ears. Now you don't have to make Doug for your dog. You can do whatever you want, but you'll cut out something resembling an ear out of the black paper. There's some shapes, and I'm just gonna glue those on my little dog here. And I'll show you in just a second. All right, so now we've got some ears. And then, of course, a little red tongue. I'm gonna glue that underneath. And then I'm going to take, I've cut out some white circles, and I'm going to put them where his eyes would go. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to put some dark circles inside the white circles to look like his pupils. And then a nose, a black nose for Doug. And then you have your sweet little Doug. You could draw on some whiskers if you want, but that's Doug. Now, the next part of our craft is doing with this big letter D. So you can color in your big letter D, and then we're gonna cut out this, but we're gonna leave this part not cut because it's gonna be a little opening for our dog. So the best way I found to do this is just fold it. I'm not creasing it, I'm just folding it, and then I'm going to cut and get a little bit of an opening there like that. See how I did that little slit? And then, oh, I went a little too far, but that's okay. Then I'm going to, oh, you know, I'm gonna have to redo that. I'm gonna have to totally redo that. All right, now for the second part of our craft, you're gonna take your D is for Doug, your giant D, and you can color that in. And then we're gonna make this into like a little door. So what we need to do is cut out just this part of the D. We're not gonna cut here, that'll be folded so we can pop open kind of like a little dog house. All right, so I have that, like that, and I'm just gonna crease along that straight part of the D, right there to make a little door. Then, we're gonna glue it to a piece of paper, like this, but don't glue your door, because that's where we're gonna put our little dog, and we want the door to open and close, so I'm just gonna put some glue on my little piece of paper. Quickly. I'm gonna put it on my green piece. Get it kind of straight. There we go. Okay, so it's gonna look like that. Our little door. And then I'm gonna put Doug in the middle. I did get a pen to make some little whiskers, but I think I'm just gonna do the little dots that dogs have where the whiskers come out. Kind of like that. All right, now we're gonna glue good old Doug on there. I feel bad he doesn't have a body. You could certainly make a body for your dog. Maybe I can improvise and make a quick little body here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, it kind of looks like a little part of a front. And then we could put even just a few black legs, some paws. You can do whatever you want, of course, since this is your dog. And I'm just gonna, let's see, put just some, cutting a little paw shape there. And yeah, so I'm gonna glue him. He doesn't look exactly like Doug, but of course, it can look like whatever you want. And let's put on a few little legs here, and then we're done. All right, so Doug looks a little stout. Now I'm gonna glue him to the inside of my dog house. And then show ya. So D is for Doug the dog, and there he is. You can decorate your door if you like. And that's our craft for today. I hope that I will see you at next week's story time. And please let us know if you're enjoying these. And please call us for a book bundle. Really easy to call us at 582-2404 and ask for a children's book bundle, and we will get something wonderful put together for you and your family. All right, thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.